Scott Presler, congratulations, Scott. You deserve credit more than anybody else, man. You did
what
unbelievable.
A legend. What a
the
legend.
Keystone State.
The folk hero everywhere in
truly.
Pennsylvania.
You're the keystone of the Keystone State.
This guy right here, Scott Presler, has become that of mythological standing. He will go down with Zeus, with name other Greek
Heracles.
gods. Heracles. You mean Hercules?
Heracles
Who had
Greek
the best
name.
hair of all the Greek?
No, I mean he will go down in the pantheon of the gods of the 2024 election.
Thor, Odin.
When we make the statues, there will be a statue of Scott Presler with a voter registration form extended above his head, and a mega hat on,
billowing.
and the long hat billowing, chasing the last voter.
There it is.
Saying,
Take it up.
That's it.
There it is.
This statue will be erected in the Pantheon, and Scott Presler will be remembered in the Pantheon beside Elon Musk and Tulsi Gabbard and Bobby
Charlie
Kennedy.
Kirk. And Charlie
whatever.
Kirk.
Scott, I just want to say congratulations. You're an inspiration to us all. You worked your tail off to great personal expense to your body and your health. And I know the feeling, but Scott, give us, how are you feeling, man?
Thank you. I don't know how to feel, like you, Charlie. I'm just kind of overwhelmed by, we've been working towards this moment for the last decade, all the toil, all the sweat equity, all the knocking on doors and voter registration. It finally has culminated to yesterday. We made history, and we, for the time being, have saved our country. And just, I do want people to know voter registration does make an impact, does matter. And flipping counties like Bucks County, as silly as that sounded to so many, and people were saying, oh, Scott, oh, Charlie, you can't make a difference by registering voters. Well, we did. We won Erie County. It looks like we're going to win Center County. And thank you, Charlie, for coming to Penn State University. We won Northampton. We nearly won Lackawanna and Scranton. We flipped Bucks County. We made progress with the Dominican and Puerto Rican community in Berks County. And it just shows you grassroots work does make an impact and can help flip blue wall states to Republican.
So, Scott, how many voters did you guys register? And by the way, we did some great work in Center County together. We flipped Center County, I believe. Give us some detail of the impact.
So our organization is Early Vote Action. That's earlyvoteaction.com. And I'm very proud to say that we hired this cycle 74 paid full-time staff across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And there are only 67 counties, meaning that we at least had one staffer for every single county in Pennsylvania. And our work this cycle has helped to deliver 50,000 registered Republicans in Pennsylvania.
That's amazing, Scott.
Andrew, do you have a thought for Scott?
No, I'm reacting to 50,000 is, people don't understand what an accomplishment, what an absolute monster of an accomplishment that is. When you see these races like Wisconsin is going to come down to like 30,000 votes, right? Or I think voting is 30,000. You get 50,000 new voters on the rolls. I mean, that makes the difference in these states, especially in this divided era. I mean, because last night was essentially the largest landslide that we've ever seen in our modern era since 1984, and we're never really going to see a 49-state landslide, at least not in this particular climate. So 50,000 votes is absolutely massive, Scott. I would say that the other question I have is, what you mentioned Berks. So we were very confused about this last night. CNN kept saying, and we weren't listening because we were streaming. But we were getting notes. Everybody's looking at Berks. Everybody's looking at Berks. And now what you just said makes perfect sense. They were playing the whole Puerto Rican angle. What did we see with Hispanics, in particular Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania last night, Scott?
Yeah, I was listening to you guys. It was confusion over Berks versus Bucks, and you hit the nail on the head. So Berks County is one that has flipped to a plurality of registered Republicans since 2020, and that has our Dominican community and our Puerto Ricans. And I'll tell you, we've made a concerted effort, and we even had signs made with Early Vote Action listening to the community that said Boricuas con Trump and Dominicans for Trump. And if you go to some of these bodegas, you'll see signs now everywhere plastered over Berks County. And so the interesting thing is, despite the left trying to pander and placate and make a big deal over the Madison Square Garden comments, I can tell you comfortably that President Trump not only expanded his margin of victory in Berks County, but Kamala's share of the vote actually decreased from what Joe Biden got in 2020. And so no amount of pandering from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez could ever negate the hard work of the grassroots and the patriots in Berks County that delivered for Donald Trump.
Scott, what are the greatest lessons that you take away from this cycle? Just can you give the audience some detail of how hard you pushed yourself, and what are the lessons that you take away from this?
Well, I thank you. I think a doggedness, a determination that is just unbridled and untethered is something that I'll live with, that even when people tell you that you can't or you won't, never listen to the naysayers. Always listen to your heart. Always listen to your talent. You can do anything that you want to do. And I look to people like Elon and Donald Trump and Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy. I mean, these are all people that never gave up. And furthermore, I just want to give a shout out to some members of our team, Charlie. There's a young man named Hagen who lived in Washington State. He drove in his car from Washington to Pennsylvania to move here just to vote for Donald Trump. And we were so inspired by him that we hired him on the team, and his work helped to flip Erie County from blue to red. And there's another young man, his name is Will, a veteran, a father from Missouri. He moved to Pennsylvania just to help Southwest Allegheny County, and we were able to deliver 40% of that county for Donald Trump in last, because we have so many amazing members of our team. There's a woman named Trisha who she's never had to work, and she chose to be a part of the Early Vote Action family, and especially courting the Amish vote. And I can tell you from the numbers that Donald Trump in this cycle, he improved in Lancaster and Juniata and Mifflin and Huntington and Indiana, in Armstrong, all Amish-centric counties. And it's because of people like Hagen, like Will, like Trisha, that saw this election that it required urgency in order to win. It was really these people on the team that their heart translated into real tangible results, and we were able to deliver Pennsylvania. And so to my team, if you're watching this right now, I'm forever grateful for the work that you have done this cycle.